All right, I'm live. So we're gonna start out. My name is Antonio Priscilla IV. I'm gonna do this in, I don't know, let's see if we do it 25, 30 minutes. So my book, or what I've been writing or been working on for literally like 4 years, is the fact that, for one, I should have took better care of my computer. But then when I knew that I didn't have it in my possession, so I had to hand it. I didn't have to hand it over, but in order for them to get in their own web, this is how it came out. So back at the start of it, when for me at least was around 2017. So now looking back on it, there was never a relationship. So all this stuff about a relationship with Cassandra and all this stuff is basically just it's a story that's made up so that, you know there's, some kind of light at the end of the tunnel. Realistically, I had found out that my dad or my cousin had placed her with me to basically get to know everything about me, or be, I mean, get all up in my business and get my passwords most likely, and figure out what they were looking for in the first place. So, which has to do with the Bitcoin account, which now it's like, I don't even want to go over that, but when you have people that are close or supposed to be close, and you have one person or other people go against one, but then that one person speaks out against in its family, it's not normal. So I've put this in every single kind of words multiple times. It's like, um, it's better to make this, if you were to try to cut someone off, the easiest way to do it is to get one of their own people to do it for them if it's from an outside perspective. So when there's money involved and there's power involved, certain people behind the scenes have power involved, they're not going to do the stuff that is required of the people that were are placed in the positions to do this. So if there's a legitimate reason why you believe somebody is not, or a legitimate reason why they're not supposed to be there or have knowledge of something, they're going to try and get you as far away as possible. So she came into my life. My dad got out a year later. I had talked to him a year after that. And when I had sat back, I'd walked around with him just down the street, and we'd went around the block like 2, 3 times, smoked a whole pack of cigarettes. And like I'd said, I'd mentioned this before. He just listened, told him, he spoke to my grandmother, and this is how I knew, is that she said, "Well, what did he say?" And he just simply said, "He told me everything." And that was like, I knew that the whole putting people out there or snitching on them or whatever, that was the like key thing, where it's like, we can't have him because he's just gonna tell on people. But the thing is that you have people other people in power that are formulating this position in relationships that they don't give a fuck about. And so now these people that crossed me, which were some of my own people that I grew up with, family, it's not all, I'm just saying some, some, and they crossed me, and now it's made out to look like I'm just out to get them because they I'm telling on them for whatever reasons at the beginning. It was for whatever good reason. It was just oh my God, he's telling. But the whole point of this is the fact that that account was placed in the wrong hands. And we'll fast forward. So after the fact, when I found that out, and I had just bought 2019, 3 years ago, I had already had known myself was going to be in a certain position for quite about amount of time. Everybody says time is money. You got to do something about it. You got to do this, this, and that. But there was something inside me that kept on saying that you have to see this through. Because if you don't see this through, then whatever is going on behind the scenes is just going to continue to go on. Because these people with all, like, not these people, but when you are in a position where you're supposed to feel hopeless, you're supposed to be without, not have, you're the one in the wrong. I have a picture of it, clear description of it today, where it says, never judge anyone by the deeds they show. And there's a guy reading a book and it says sins. And underneath him is the glacier. It says good deeds. And then on the other glacier, it says this man is bad. And all their good deeds are piled, like if they're piled to the glacier, and underneath it is their sins. You can't really see it. But what's funny about what that happened today is there's multiple things that happen today. Like every day, there's always something that happens. Me, I probably exaggerated things more than once on some other days. But anyway, for one, she really needs to talk about this herself, but when there's stuff that somebody's done wrong to you, and not just stuff that like somebody's hit you, you like burn somebody or there's something on someone's neck, those are serious things. And this is all because over the past week, I've brushed up on like my dad and his wife, and they were here a couple of days ago. And I've been quiet for a long time. I actually, if this even gets seen, they're here. 2 days later, then the 2 days later passed, comes today. She's here. She has that, right? She needs to speak about that shit herself, for one. Two, how is it that I call about a bank statement at 11:11? 25 minutes later, when I'm done with the call, I get a text message saying that I have the possibility of getting kicked out. Not even 5 minutes later, literally 2 minutes after the call was ended, I get that text message. How soon does all that stuff just it just and to have proof that like my proof is right there on my phone right there. Anything that's on, you know, it's proof. And to have a substantial amount of proof, like I've said before, to build up all this stuff, just like those glaciers, it's like I already know there's a wave of enormous amount of stuff that's behind me that's like you're the bad guy. You're the one that did it. If anything happens, or at this point, it's like, oh yeah, we're at this point, it's this shit's hard to talk about because it's like this shit, it's not just like it's not like this stuff is a fictional story. This is real stuff. How is it that in minutes time after getting off of a phone, a situation that's supposed to hurt me hits me at that moment? How is it that getting or referring to a certain um, paperwork is going to affect somebody else? Because whenever it gets brought up, it's always being told that it's fake, it's made up. It's not fake, it's not made up. Bitcoin is a real thing, and obviously there is a lot to it. If it's fake and made up and all this stuff and all these movies on Amazon Prime and all this stuff that I read on the internet, not only that, there's literally like ATM machines out in the city and stuff, other people wear stuff that has to do with Bitcoin, or the fact that it's on substantial news stations like Bloomberg, CSNBC, like just the other day on the news I had seen, I think it was Channel 8 News here, 10, probably 8, I think it was 8. A man lost so many millions of dollars here in San Diego. It's like, how, and it's fake. But all these things show up and they're real. And I'm not, dude, I'm being gaslighted by my own, basically, and more words are left with some of my own money. Or you don't have anything, you don't have any money, but that account did have it was an investment account. At the time, I didn't even know. I just thought it was just some coins. And then it, you know, 10 years later, and it turns into this. When I read the document, the Mt. Gox, where there's 144 coins left, and then there's 600 coins that are still miscounted for 600,000, 144,000, 600,000. Like it's insane. And I don't have anybody to talk to, so I talked to Cassandra about it, and she's like, "Oh, wouldn't it be fun just trying to blow all that money? Like, wouldn't it be fun just to like blow all that money? Like it doesn't make sense. There's no like, I need to be guided, but there's no guidance in what was going on in the first place. There's no rules, no rules. And what's funny is that the only thing that there is the fact that, like I've said before, and I don't feel sorry for myself, I'm the only one that's supposed to be, uh, put down for his wrongdoings, but everyone else is in the clear. Everyone else is in the clear. Paid off the whole city, so everything's in the clear. Paid off all this shit. People literally paid this shit off. You know, if you, like, that's the crazy part of it. And to see people get hurt or to see how journalists write, it's like everything's in pseudonyms, everything's in uh, years are always altered. Nothing's really like to date, and like a perfect example because this shit is going crazy. So there was, and again on the news in San Diego, there was 30 people got arrested for trafficking people, right? There wasn't a list of names for anything. Obviously, they're not going to have a list of names of victims, but there wasn't a list of names for anything. It didn't show anybody, nothing. There were just 30 people that got arrested. So then where does this is public record? Like, who are all these people? Like, what if this person was next door and you never knew? What if, like, the whole time, all whatever they were trafficking human beings, but oh, we don't know who it is. There's just some 30 people. It's just like how you jump 10 years from 10 years ago where things were actually like substantial. Things like people came, like things came out, there was, this, and that. But when I'm getting to the truth, it's wiped. And we could say this sucks, we could say this all day, but the thing is that what I know is that like most of this is like it's all fabricated. I'm sitting in this room, it's fabricated. The reason why I'm so broken up on my speech and don't go anywhere, how am I gonna what do I want to go somewhere for? I do go somewhere sometimes and go eat or go mind my own business, try to, but the thing is that like I gotta break it. Because I have that it's right here, right behind my back. Like, you know, what are you doing? What are you doing? Preserving myself. And honestly, like, damn, what are you gonna do? I don't know. That's what I had on that. But it's not. I don't know, but that's what I have on that. Um, of course, it's not going to come out right the first time, second time, third time. Like we're just going through this over and over every single day. Every single. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, Tony! That's it. We're gonna keep on doing this, and we're gonna get it right. Right. We're gonna get it right. That's why we're gonna delete this one and get it right the next time. Because I don't like this one.